So think about the last time you felt uncomfortable. Maybe your heart was racing, your hands were a little shaky, and your mind was screaming, "Get out of here! Go back to safety!"
Maybe it was your first day at a new school, standing in the hallway not knowing what to do or who to talk to. Or the split second before raising your hand in class, terrified that your answer might be wrong. Or simply walking into a room where you know absolutely no one, pretending to check your phone just to avoid eye contact.
And our instincts in those moments are universal. We run from discomfort. We see it as a red flag, a warning that something's wrong, a sign to turn back.
But what if our instinct is wrong?
What if discomfort isn't our enemy,
What if it is not a warning sign,
but actually our most unexpected teacher? Today, we want to explore one simple idea that discomfort is not something to avoid. It's something that helps us grow. It doesn't come from a book or a painting. For me, it became real in May of 2024. My father moved to Bangkok for work.
So it actually felt like a small shift at first, right?
Yeah, it did. At first, I thought a few weeks apart, no big deal. But days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, and the reality settled in hard. There was this strange, empty feeling I just couldn't put into words, because the house was quieter and family dinners just felt incomplete. I thought I was just missing him, and I was. But what I was really feeling was that I had to grow up faster than I thought I needed to.
So your father was someone who you relied on for basically anything, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He handled the little and big responsibilities at my home. The one I went to when we solved our problems or don't know what to do. But suddenly, that support was gone. I had to manage my time alone, take the full responsibilities of my study, step up to help more at home. At first, it felt unfair. I resented the change. I kept wishing things could go back to the way they were. However, discomfort has the ability to ask you a hard question. Who are you when things are easy? What can you do when the support isn't right there? Eventually, I realized I had two choices: stay frustrated and dependent, or grow. So I started small. I made a study schedule and stuck to it. I started to consider how my actions will affect my mom and the rest of the family. Instead of waiting for guidance, I started to guide myself. And slowly, something shifted. That strange, empty feeling started to feel meaningful. I built emotional resilience. I learned how to deal with loneliness and uncertainty. I also became more confident in my choices. But most important, I found something in myself that I could never see if life had still become easy and unchallenged. That specific period didn't make me grow faster, it made me grow stronger.
And Jay's story is an exception. This idea that discomfort is the path to growth hadn't been explored by artists, writers, and thinkers for centuries. These creators didn't shy away from discomfort. They leaned into it. They use it to create art that challenges us, that makes us think, that forces us to confront the parts of life we usually avoid. Take the Spanish painter Francisco Goya as an example. Later in his life, he painted what we now call the black paintings directly on the walls of his home. He became isolated and near death, two experiences that filled his life with profound discomfort. However, instead of pushing that pain away, he painted the paintings that are dark, disturbing, and they show human sufferings in its rawest form.
And Francisco Goya didn't make anyone want to feel comfortable with his paintings. By sitting with his own pain, he turned his pain into meaningful art. Art that still makes us stop and think hundreds of years later. That's the power of discomfort. It doesn't affect us as individuals. It lets us create something that matters. Discomfort teaches us three vital things we cannot learn when life is easy. First, it helps us build resilience. Think of your mind like a muscle. Your muscle grows stronger when under stress, and your mind grows stronger when you face difficult, uncomfortable situations. Every time you survive a moment, every time you push through instead of running, you prove something to yourself. I can handle this, and those small proof adds up, makes you better for the next hard thing.
Second, discomfort fuels curiosity. When we encounter a book that challenges us, a painting that leaves us staring at the wall, our first instinct is to look away. But if we stay, something amazing might happen. Our brains wake up, new connections form. We start asking questions. We learn. Scholars Frederick Louis Adama and Herbert Lüneburg call these the aesthetics of discomfort, and no one masters it more like Shakespeare. His plays, King Lear, Othello, Macbeth, are brutal, uncomfortable. Characters, king goes mad, the innocent die. Characters give in to jealousy, ambition, and betrayal.
And Shakespeare doesn't let us look away from these feelings. He forces us to sit with them. Why? Because in sitting with our own discomfort, we started to find something fundamental about being human. We find that we are not alone in our hard emotions. And that leads us to the third thing discomfort teaches us, empathy.
Empathy is the bridge between people, and it's built on discomfort. When we choose to show the authentic self instead of the polished version to the world, we risk rejection. That's uncomfortable. When we choose to talk to someone with different backgrounds, someone with different beliefs, we risk misunderstanding. That's uncomfortable. But that risk is how we connect. Poet Emily Dickinson knew this, and she wrote, "If I read a book that makes my body so cold no fire can warm it, I know that is poetry." She is describing that physical, uncomfortable moment of being moved, of connecting with another human being across time and space, just because you both know what's it like to feel something deeply.
And when we sit with our uncomfortable emotions, we start to find what other people might be feeling too. We build connections with people who are different from us. Not because it's easy, but because it's discomfortable. And that discomfort makes the connection real.
And it isn't about the big moments either, like a parent moving away or a painting that shocks us. It is about the small, everyday details that we all face. Raising your hand in class, even if you're scared. Introducing yourself to a new kid at school. Admitting you're wrong. These small moments are where we practice growing. Every time when we push through that tiny feeling of unease, we are practicing the resilience, curiosity, and empathy that makes life richer.
So, here's our question for you, the one we want you to take with you today. The next time you feel that familiar discomfort, your heart is racing, your mind telling you to run,
don't ask, how can I escape this feeling?
and ask, what is moment trying to teach me? Growth never happens when everything is easy. It doesn't happen when I feel comfortable, when I feel easy, when I feel unchallenged.
Discomfort may not feel comfortable. It may be overwhelming or unfair. It might be the last thing we ever want to feel.
But it might be the most powerful teacher we have. The moments that shape us the most, the moments that we try hardest to avoid. They are the moments that shape us the most. Thank you.